Hello lovely people, my name is Emma and today we're doing something a little bit different on this channel. This was a huge trend probably about a year ago now, so I'm super late to the party, but I decided I didn't want to talk about books today. I decided I was going to do a tier ranking of all of my favourite dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park and World, franchise. So yeah, that's what today is. So I have a bunch of dinosaurs saved onto here, and I'll just talk you through the rankings we have now. So our top one is Life Finds a Way. Then underneath that we have Clever Girl, for things that, you know, are cool but not necessarily the best. For our mid-ranking dinosaurs that I neither like nor dislike, we have You Didn't Say the Magic Word. For our ones where you go, these aren't really working, is No Wonder You're Extinct. And then the ones that I think actually potentially shouldn't have been included, or I just have a like genuine issue with how they were portrayed in the movies, is After Careful Consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park. So we're going to run through them. I've grouped them by the movies and we're going to go chronologically from Jurassic Park 1 all the way up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So let's jump in, and well, because it's the first one, sorry, I have a list on my phone as well of what I wanted to talk about. We can't really talk about Jurassic Park without talking about the Velociraptors. Now, where are they? Here they are. I don't know how I feel about the Velociraptors. So many of the scenes that are really cool in the Jurassic Park franchise come from the Velociraptors. They're incredibly iconic, but they are also incredibly scientifically inaccurate. The Velociraptor is actually like the size of a chicken. These are loosely based off of, I believe, Deinonychus or Deinonychus, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I am going to be talking about dinosaurs as we go. Some of this information may not be 100% accurate because I'm just working off my own memory, and obviously I'm like not an expert in this area, but I have read a fair amount, so we'll see how much I remember. So yeah, so it's the kind of thing that, like, the raptors themselves in the movie are very cool. It just bothers me that Spielberg decided to change the name for no real reason. If he wanted Raptor in there, he could have based them off of the Utahraptor. They're quite similar and very cool. Walking with Dinosaurs has a great episode that they're in with, but they are, like, they're iconic. They're absolutely iconic. So I think because of that, I'm going to put them in Clever Girl, which I think is fitting because so many of the best scenes from both Jurassic Park 1 and 2 really do come from the raptors. So I think it's only fair to put them in there. Our next absolutely iconic one is the T-Rex, of course. So obviously there is no way that we can't have a dinosaur movie without the T-Rex in it. However, I find the T-Rex to be super overhyped. I'm sorry, they're cool, but they're not as big a deal as I think everybody makes them out to be. So because of that, I'm actually going to go mildly controversial and put them in No Wonder You're Extinct. I also think that the scenes with them in get a bit overhyped, to be honest. I think that the T-Rex is done best in movie 2, where you have them pushing the like camper vans off the cliff. I think actually really the scenes in movie 1 like are iconic for a reason, but they now I think are overplayed and I think they've kind of lost their edge. Whereas I think like my favourite T-Rex of the entire sort of franchise in general is in movie 2. And then the whole like scenes in Jurassic World where they kind of pit the two of them against each other, not that bothered about, frankly. So yeah, so that's why we're going to chuck her. Then we have, who else would we be talking about this one? Brachiosaurus. So Brachiosaurus is super cute in Jurassic Park, and I think deserves to go as Clever Girl. That's the big tall one who sneezes on the little girl. I think it's such a lovely scene of levity in the whole movie, and also I really enjoy the fact that you're getting some herbivores in there. We're not just talking about the big beefy meat eaters. So I think Clever Girl for our lovely Brachie. And then the final one that we have for Jurassic Park is Dilophosaurus, which I always call Dilophysis, but basically is the one with the like big thing that spits at the guy, the horrible guy who tries to steal all the embryos. And actually this is another one that apparently is really scientifically inaccurate, and so because of that I'm actually going to say No Wonder You're Extinct. It's a cute scene, I think it's hilarious, but I believe that it is more inaccurate than the Velociraptor. The Velociraptor is just like misnamed. I believe Dilophosaurus, the pronunciation of this movie is going to be shite. I believe that one it is very, very inaccurate. So I'm going to pop him down there because great scene, but not actually particularly good for the dinosaur community. Now, we're moving on to Jurassic Park number 2, which stars in far more of a leading role our glorious Jeff Goldblum, who is just a sex icon in his own right. And Jurassic Park 2 I love. I think it's actually stronger than Jurassic Park number 1. Don't come at me. Jurassic Park 3 is my favourite, so I have no taste. So we're going to jump in with Stegosaurus. Now, Stegosaurus barely features in the movie. To be honest, the movie is very much a rehash of our raptors and our T-Rexes, both of which I think it does better than movie 1, which is exactly why I like it more than movie 1. I think the raptors are also more entertaining in that movie. So because of that, so we've got our little Stegsy here, and I'm going to put in You Didn't Say the Magic Word. It's a really cute scene. You've got the baby Stegosaurus, the girl Sarah reaches out to stroke it. No, 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 not how, she shouldn't do that. She should have known, if you work with nature, you don't touch. But it's a cute scene, and again, I enjoy it when there are a few herbivores in there, and I do think Stegosaurus is fantastic as a dinosaur. The spines and the spikes, like it's a wonderful dinosaur, so it deserved more airtime. I do think all the herbivores deserve more airtime. Then we have, where's the picture? The combies. The combies are pretty much the only other kind of dinosaur that we see in like any real meaningful way in Jurassic Park 2. They're the little ones, the little Combosynapthosaurus. Too many syllables. Combies. They're the little ones who eat the little girl at the very beginning, and then they get their own back on that absolute douchebag who like flicks a stone or like shoots at one of them or something, and then they come and like gruesomely eat him. And I'm putting them in top slot. I'm sorry, I love a combi. I think they're fantastic. I love the little tiny ones. I love the fact that they've shown this like real breadth of the different dinosaurs and these tiny little scavenger things, and I love the way that they get revenge. It's one of my favourite scenes, so definitely deserve top slot. Life finds a way with them. So we're now going to move on to Jurassic Park 3, which is my favourite. I'm shameless with that fact. It's my absolute favourite. I know it's a terrible movie, but I don't fucking care. And with it, we get the wonderful, there she is, queen, iconic, cannot be beaten, Spinosaurus. My all-time favourite movie scene in cinematic history is where they hear the phone ringing, they run to the gate and to the fence even, and they're like, oh my god, I knew you were there because of your phone. And they're like, I don't have my phone, I gave it to Dave, and Dave got eaten. And they're like, oh no. And then they turn around and there's just the dinosaur pose, and it's like, and it like goes and eats them. So much so that I have this immortalized on my leg. I do actually have a tattoo of this glorious beast. I will put a little photo somewhere, and I will link the guy who did it down below. He's an amazing tattoo artist, totally check him out if you're in the UK. But yeah, I know that since this movie has come out, this is a wildly inaccurate representation of Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is an incredibly controversial figure within the dinosaur community. A new paper came out fairly recently that completely rocked the paleontology world about how we view Spinosaurus, but I don't care. I fucking love this beast of a creature, and it deserves top spot. So there we go. I will fight you on this. The other scene that I think is just absolutely iconic in Jurassic Park 3, and one that we haven't really got to see much of beforehand, is our pterodons, or our pterosaurs in general. And I think these guys deserve a clever girl, because it's a really cool cinematic scene. Again, we're including things that aren't technically dinosaurs, but they are like part of that whole time period, and I just thought it was really fun playing around with these kind of flying death things. They obviously do feature in Jurassic World. There will be potentially some honourable mentions as we go, but I'm not going to reshuffle stuff. I think that the scene in Jurassic Park 3 is a lot stronger actually. The bit at the end where they've kind of managed to make it away, and then there's like one of them sat there and he just kind of turns and looks at them, or looks at the camera, and then you're like, oh fuck, run. That one's excellent too, so I think that they deserve a clever girl. I think that they are great. And now we're going to move on to Jurassic World. I really like Jurassic World. I might like do a mini ranking at the end, not with any photos on here, but just kind of chat about which movie I like where. Jurassic World I thought was a really interesting reimagining of the franchise, and I think they did a fucking good job personally, in my opinion. I might even put it up there. Like, I struggled to rank the movies, but it's a good one. And with it, we kind of have to talk about the Indominus Rex. Now, Now, the whole point to this movie is that she isn't actually a dinosaur and she's been genetically engineered, but that actually all of the dinosaurs have been genetically engineered. They're constantly splicing things in. None of these are particularly accurate to what they were historically, etc, etc. So because of that, I'm actually going to say that she deserves a clever girl, because some people took issue with the scene and like the concept, but I really like it because I do think it shows like humans sort of maybe hubris is the word I'm looking for, but like total inability to step away and like learn when to stop, and sort of the kind of destructive power that we have. So I think that she is really, really strong in it. And I also think that our Raptor squad deserves a top slot, because I think the idea of, no, maybe not top slot, I might have to do a reshuffle. A lot of them are getting very high. Okay, she can go in Clever Girl as well. The Raptors can go together in Clever Girl. Now, I really like the way that they decided to domesticate them in some kind of way. I do think that we would do that. Blue is a great character. I really like the human connection and trying to have them slightly more on their side. So I do think that was done quite well too. Now, we come to the Ankylosaur. Armoured dinosaur, very cool, very, very cool. I think it's a cool scene when they're out on the gyroscopes and you get to see them. It's a nice one. You get the interaction with the Indominus Rex as well. I'm going to pop it in, you didn't say the magic word, because it's hardly like revolutionary as far as scenes go, but I do think it's cute and interesting, so we're going to chuck him there. Then we have our Mosasaur, and I love a Mosasaur. I think Mosasaurs are great, and again, I really enjoyed the fact that they included something other than just dinosaurs. So you had some pterosaurs and some plesiosaurs, and it was really cool that they decided to include them. I personally love everything from this particular kind of line of family. I don't know if you can see from here, but I have a Liopleurodon tattooed. In fact, I have 2 Liopleurodons tattooed on my arm. She's upside down because of the way that my arm is. But yeah, so I absolutely love them. So because of that, I think we're gonna go for a Clever Girl. I'm gonna have to rearrange Clever Girl. There are too many things in Clever Girl. Not everything was that clever. But I love her. I love them. And they deserve, and like the scene, the opening scene as well. Oh, I'd almost forgot about the opening scene. Incredibly strong. Okay, she deserves a Clever Girl. Okay. And now we're gonna talk about Jurassic World number 2, Fallen Kingdom, which is the only movie in the entire franchise where I think that was fucking stupid and almost entirely pointless. It rehashed some of the same shit that we'd done before. The characters had like essentially personality transplants, and the Indoraptor is fucking stupid. The Indominus Rex I liked as a concept. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good extension of the idea of like, you know, we've patched in a little bit. Now we're just gonna start splicing together and basically doing to dinosaurs what we did to dogs. The Indoraptor is taking what is already spliced and splicing it again with yet more raptor, and it's just fucking stupid. And I don't think it deserves to be around. No, it does not exist. So after careful consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park. We have a couple of other little sort of honourable mentions, and we've got the Baryonyx, which is the scene in the lava when they're in the room and they're like, oh, not a T-Rex, not a T-Rex, and they're right, it's not a T-Rex. Baryonyx is actually in a similar family to the Spinosaurus, and for that I really liked the fact that we had something other than just the T-Rex as being like the standard big bad. However, it did really highlight as a scene the fact that basically they're not very good with kind of the motivations behind the carnivores, because like these are animals in their own right, and actually if you've got lava coming through the ceiling, it doesn't really matter how hungry you are, you're not actually going to try and eat the humans in front of you because there's lava, and your like immediate reaction will be to flee from the lava. So I do think that the movies definitely struggle with, like, especially towards the end of some of the movies, with this idea of them just being mindless killing machines, the dinosaurs, rather than actually having like natural kind of urges and sort of motivations in their own right. So we're going to chuck you in No Wonder You're Extinct. I don't have this same issue as I do with the Indoraptor, which is just abhorrent and shouldn't exist, but the Baryonyx scene is a little bit lackluster. And then we have a bloody noisy truck. And then we have our oh god, Pachycephalosaurus, that's the one. Another little armoured one, this time with a huge lump on the head. Honourable mention should really be up also in Jurassic Park 2, because he is the one who destroys the camp, and I do greatly appreciate him for that. Now, in this one, he's got the funny scene where Chris Pratt like taunts him and basically gets him to come through, and he like smacks his head really hard. I think it's a cute scene, so I think he deserves to be in You Didn't Say the Magic Word. And again, I liked the armored dinosaurs. I think they're an incredibly cool concept, and I do wish that we had like more really heavily armored things like in this day and age. So my top ones are my Combi and my Spinosaurus. Totally still agree with that. I've got too many in Clever Girl, I feel. Maybe, I think our Brachiosaurus can come down one, because it's a cute scene, but like the Stegosaurus, it's like a moment of levity, and it doesn't really deserve to be up there. Although, honourable mention to the Brachie scene in Fallen Kingdom, where it's the final, when they're like going away on the boat and they've got all the volcano and explosion, and the little Brachiosaurus is like stood like with being enveloped by smoke, being like, no, come back for me, not another extinction. And that's really heartbreaking. So I feel for him there. Maybe Mosasaur needs to move up one. Like, does take out the Indominus Rex, does have a really cool scene at the beginning, and I do have one permanently etched on my skin. Which, if we're going to do that, then maybe the pterosaur needs to come up as well, although it's not quite the same. I've got Ornithochirus up here. Oh, can you see him? Not very well, sorry. And then I have a Iguanodon as well. That was a shy angle. I think, oh, maybe you've got to go up here. Okay, yeah, Mosasaur deserves to go up one. And then, am I happy with everything else? The only one I have huge issue with is the Indoraptor, because it's fucking stupid. So I think I'm happy with those. Now, if I was going to do, some of them feel hard to rank because your T-Rex, who I've put incredibly low, that feels very rude. Oh no, maybe it should go up here. I'm almost like annoyed because it's overrated, but then it has some of the best scenes. If we're going on T-Rex from movie 1 or movie 4, then it's like bouncing around here. If we're going with T-Rex from movie 2, then it kind of bounces around here. So I think I should split the difference and put it in the middle. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Our raptor, again, it depends on the movie. No, I'm happy with them there. I'm happy with them there because actually they would be the top one because they have some of the best scenes in the entire franchise. Like the kitchen scene's iconic, the like gymnastics-y stupid scene's iconic, the like scene with the eggs is iconic, the scene where she's going along in like movie 3 where she's going along the different tubes and there's like Raptor's head and then the eye just moves, iconic. So my biggest issue is just the fucking name. If they'd just gone and called them Deinonychus, everyone would have been fucking happy. But no, Spielberg apparently doesn't sound cool enough. So I think we're gonna stick it there. Right, I'm gonna end this video because this is a stupid video in many different ways. I would rank the books, but I've only read book 1 and I don't know if I can be bothered ever to read the other ones. I'll get around to them eventually. And I would rank my non-fiction dinosaur books, but that seems a bit mean. So I do have a video on dinosaur and paleontology books that I will put up in the card somewhere, link down below, something like that. Do let me know what you think to the Jurassic Park / World franchise. What's your favourite dinosaur from it? Do you agree with my rankings? Do you think I've been unnecessarily harsh to some of them? And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Have a wonderful reading week and I'll chat to you soon. Bye!